What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of this Crystal Palace FIFA 16 career mode. Last episode was disappointing, name was in the title. Basically we went to Swansea, took the lead late on and managed to somehow concede after an individual error from Jamie Vardy, let's face it, gave the ball away in the last 5 minutes and we were punished by John Joe Shelby. So 2 points dropped there, and then we crashed out of the Capital One Cup. Cutting our defence short as we lost to winless Watford, Premier League winless Watford of course, in extra time. They finished the job, so disappointing all round. Looking to bounce back today as we jump straight into Premier League action as we welcome Stoke City to Selhurst Park. Decent team. Don't underestimate them. You see Andy Carroll coming forward here as they really catch us on the break. Steve Sidwell it was who had the shot initially, comes back off the post, a rebound, falls to a Stoke City player, smashes it across the box where Andy Carroll is waiting to put the ball into an almost empty net, barring the player on the line. So absolute nightmare start. Not the reaction to that, the last episode that we were looking for. But Seferovic here pulls the ball back to Andy Carroll. Stoke come forward again. Bartra tries to get the ball with a challenge, brings Carroll down, referee points to the spot, 10 minutes on the clock. Absolute nightmares. It looked like Carroll was going to shoot, he probably was shaping up for the shot. Bartra lunged in, tried to just poke the ball away, completely missed it, no question about whether it was a penalty or not, and chance for Seferovic to make it 2-0, which he steps up with a cheeky Panenka, I think it is the dink penalty. Butland completely fooled by it, and we are 2-0 down very early on in a game which, let's face it, we're expecting to win. Most of our home games this year we're expecting to win. We're challenging for the title. That's what we've got to do. We can't afford to keep dropping points. But it looks as though points are going to be dropped here because we've got a massive uphill battle. However, Wilfred Bonney does his best to get us back into the game, but it is a superb save from the Stoke City keeper. We finally start to have a bit of success in this match. It's Bonney again here on his right foot, angles against him, smashes it across goal. But another smart save from the keeper, and Stoke managed to turn the ball away. So half time, 2-0 down, massive uphill task in the second 45 minutes if we are to get anything out of this game. You can see we win the ball back fairly early on, starting much better than we did in the first half, let's put it that way. Ramirez onto Fellaini, onto Bonney. Some reason runs around the ball to hit it with his weaker left foot, tries to guide it in the far corner, not happening. Chance goes begging, but 25 minutes to go. It's another chance for a Stoke City attack here. The ball is crossed into the area where Seferovic beats his man and beats Jack Butland. Crystal Palace 0, Stoke City 3, and you just have to say this is one of those games where everything is going against you. We haven't been able to find the back of the net, and every time Stoke City come forward it looks as though they're going to score. You can see the body language of the players here, not good at all as Vidio and Fellaini come off. Dembele and Vardy coming on, not been in great form themselves to be fair. No one has over the last week or so, but we're still up there in the table. Of course, it is still early days in the season, so no need to panic. You can see we're doing our very best to get something out of this game, but it wasn't to happen. Couldn't even manage a consolation goal. So from the Premier League point of view, it's bad, but we face Belgian side, I think it's Ghent or Gent, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, who knows. In the Europa League here, our second game of this competition. You can see the squad is a rotation squad, still quite strong, but a rotation squad nonetheless. Coquelin is still in there to give us that stability, hopefully. After defeat against Red Bull Salzburg, we are definitely in need of something here, otherwise it is looking bleak in our European adventure. So, as being at home as well, the aim really to qualify for this, I think if you win all your home games, which you should do in Europe, because obviously home advantage does play a key part, then you should go through if you can manage to pick something up from the away games. But these, I think, are the team that I'd expect to come bottom of the group. Obviously, I expect Benfica to run away with it. So, in terms of qualification, I feel like we need to get something out of this game, even though it's early days. But you can see we're under the cosh. Our Premier League form is actually carrying over to the Europa League here as Moses Simon, with a chance to put us behind, somehow manages to hit the bar. Of course, he lifted the ball over the keeper, who was absolutely beaten, nothing they could do, but we are so fortunate not to be behind in this game. And again, it takes us 25 minutes to get going, but when we do, we look dangerous. Mahrez' shot here deflected and well saved by the legs of the goalkeeper. The ball falls to Brandt, who hits one from distance, again forcing the keeper into a good reaction stop. But now we've got the control of the game, we've got the upper hand. We seem to have ridden the early storm, but Coquelin picks out Niang, whose first touch lets him down. That would have been a chance to give us the lead just before half time, but we may have another here. It's Brandt on the ball, holding the ball up quite nicely as there's no support. He's a little weak, gets knocked off it, but we managed to create an opportunity. It's Coquelin who has the final effort, just trying to guide it past the keeper into the bottom corner, but it's a good save again with his feet. and Brandt picks up the ball once more. It's turned into Mahrez. Decent turn, gets a bit fortunate to get the ball back, hits one, and again the keeper is keeping us at bay. So half time, still haven't managed to find a breakthrough, but on a more positive note, after the last game we haven't conceded either. So 0-0, scores all level, all to play for in the second 45 minutes, to which we start very brightly, as you can see here. Brilliant run from Dembele, goes through like the half the team as if they weren't there, and then passes the ball back to Mahrez, who hits one. Very weird effort that. I'm not sure if it deflected initially or whether the defender got a touch on it, but the keeper was beaten, and it nearly turned out to be a very decent disguised pass, but it wasn't to be. Went wide of the mark. You can see again we're coming forward. Keeper, who'd been brilliant, not quite sure what he's doing punching that. Niang wins the header, heads it down to Dembele, who, it's not a bad finish, I'm not going to lie. The goal, it wasn't exactly an open goal, but the keeper was out of position, but he did hit it on the volley with his right foot. Good technique, as you saw from that replay, and it is a tidy finish into the bottom corner, but it's a real gift from the goalkeeper. It looked as though it was going to be one of them games where we just couldn't find a breakthrough, but now we have, thanks to an individual error. But now it's all about defending. We've got to keep them out here. You know, we're looking so shaky at the back, which is really quite alarming. I thought we were going to be solid. I thought we wouldn't concede a lot of goals. I thought we'd be very difficult to beat, but Stoke completely destroyed us. And if teams like Stoke are doing that, how are we going to cope when we face the big boys in this league? I know we've played a few of them and we've had some decent results, but we seem to always, it's happened in both the other seasons so far, just hit a real bad run of form. It's like when it rains, it pours. You can see Ramirez, the substitute, though, really unlucky with that effort from distance, hitting the bar, bouncing down on the line and coming out. And then the follow-up, very unlucky again as it's blocked behind. But this seems to happen in all of our seasons. We need to get out of it quick. We need to break this run of form, because the longer it goes on, the less chance we have. And we could actually end our title hopes. Last year we were obviously going for top 4, and we just missed out by like a point or so. So going for the title was even more important that we break this run of form and get back to winning ways. But pleasing to get our first win in the Europa League. Obviously only 2 games in, so we're level on points with Red Bull Salzburg. Benfica winning both of their games, the opening game, so that's, you know, I expect them to just run away with the group. We've got them to play twice, of course. But moving on to the more important competition, Premier League, we're down in 5th. Have got a game in hand on the teams above us. United are top, Everton, Spurs second, both on 17 points, and then a bit of a gap between Liverpool and ourselves, who are on 14 and 13, but we have of course played a game less due to our European commitments. Chelsea struggling, they're down in mid-table, very realistic, FIFA 16, but Watford still without a win. 7 games in, I think now, they haven't won a game. They've got just 2 points. QPR and Southampton in the relegation zone, they also haven't won a game, and neither have Leicester City, who are obviously flying in real life. Can't replicate that form in this season here, probably because we've got Mahrez and Vardy sat in our squad. But still very, very early days, not looking to read too much into it, but we can't afford, even at this early stage, to be dropping points and falling behind the leaders. But that's going to bring this one to a close, guys. Drop a like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time.